Tell Malcolm Farr, Christopher Pyne sorted you out. He had the answers that I wish I'd had.
I've got to say that if riding a unicycle through the House of Reps while blowing a vuvuzela could get you the leadership, there's one person who would be doing it tomorrow, and that's Christopher Pyne. Plus, he'd wear a cap with a propeller on top if he thought it would help him. But Christopher did make some reasonable points there, perhaps by accident. I don't know. And one of the points was about the advertising. It's an extraordinary, strange thing for the government to do, to announce an advertising campaign and in the process remind people they don't have a climate change policy yet, remind people of that they're going to be up for a bill for promoting it when it happens, and upsetting the two independents who felt that their role had been presumed.
I take your final point. Just on that, though, Tony Burke explains, takes up the first 2 points that I think you raised. Here he is.
Once the information is ready to go out, then it'll go out, and not until then will there be an advertising campaign. I mean, you've got to be careful with advertising campaigns all the time, but when there's never been an issue where I've had more people saying, when you've got the information, I want to be able to get it.
So like work choices, right? They advertised that before it went through the Parliament, but the details were out there.
That's right.
And that's what they plan to do this time.
Well, the thing is here, though, is that, and I think this goes really to one of the core problems of the Labor Party today, is that nobody is looking at the strategy. Announcing it when they did, with, as Malcolm points out, nothing to advertise, you've got to say, what bozo put this forward now?
Well, I've been asking that question, trying to find out what bozo. Apparently, their hand was forced because they put a tender out for advertising companies. The one that didn't get it was going to release the information the next day, so their hand was forced, their timing was forced, their hand was tipped. So that's apparently the strategy behind it. I agree with you. Strategically, this government does... you do wonder who is advising this government. It's a stupid... Rob Oakeshott got it right. It was dumb. It was dumb to put it out before they have the detail. It was dumb then not to make it crystal clear in the press conference where they were forced to put it out to say, we will not be making any ads, of course, until we know the detail of this package.
But Fran,
and then we will... Personally, I think there's no excuse for funding advertising until it's passed into law.
But Fran, this is like announcing the East Timor solution before anybody was told
I'm agreeing
about
with
that.
you. I think strategically...
Where
I'm just
is that
explaining
now?
to you that was the strategy. I think it's strategically poor. And I think this is a problem within this government. The political strategy seems weak to me.
But you're saying that they wouldn't be able to advertise for a year or more, until July next year. And I think this
it comes into place next year. It goes through the Parliament later this year.
Yeah, it will.
No, then I think that's the time to do it.
You have to say on this issue there is a lot of confusion, and still I think a lot of people feel this is a tax that's going to be imposed directly on them.
Yeah,
they do.
Let's get it through the Parliament.
Garneau said it would. Garneau said there's no...
Let's get it through the Parliament. September, I think, is their timing for that, and then have the advertising campaign. $12 million, it's not going to be much of an advertising campaign anyway, is it?
No, very little. I mean, you might get something on Prime in Canberra.
Exactly.
That's about it.